go. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We're ready for people to start coming in the room. We started it right promptly at 12, and so we'll go into hi, pretty little Lexi just joined. She's waving. We'll wave on back. There we go. Dex Good joined. Good. So the point of all this is going to be for you guys to just engage in practice and hi Dex Good, what's up? Any questions about dentistry or something you wanted to ask or whatever it may be. We've got two things going on right now. We've got or three. We've got a Facebook, we've got an Instagram, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and first time caller, long time listener. And it's Dentistry Society just joined us, and let's see, Startling Ortho, awesome. All right, so Dex Good asks, I'm in need of 4 implant bridges. Can everyone read this? No, we're done. Okay. So 4 implant bridges. Mind if I ask you a question? Sure, go ahead, ask a question. So pretty little Lexi asks, what's my favorite procedure to do? Do you ever miss Lexington? If your kids want to get veneers as an adult, will you do them? Yeah, so my favorite procedure is probably doing veneers. That's my highest and best use of my skills. That's pretty much all I do anymore these days, Lexi. And I love them. It's something that I feel like I was put on this planet to do. So I love the artistry of it. I love the process of it. I love the aftermath of it. I love what happens to people after I see the transformations, meaning that sometimes it totally changes that person's persona, their happiness. It's a life-changing thing. So and the last part of your question was, would I let my kids do it if they need it? And absolutely I would. I think it's a life-changing thing, so I would definitely do it. And do I miss Lexington? Yes, I would have lived there if I hadn't been such a strong Atlanta native. Lexington was an awesome place to live. Dexter, I think you had some questions about a 4-unit bridge. You can sign it. You can ask it here if you want. So besides being a cosmetic dentist, what else do you love doing? Great question. I love kiteboarding, believe it or not. Like, it's all I can almost think about other than the obvious, but like kiteboarding is my thing. I love it. I think about it all the time, and I plan my trips around going kiteboarding. So it's kind of funny because everyone's like, Atlanta? You lived in a landlocked area, but it's just my thing. I dig it. Miss Brittany B says, do you work with influencers? I do. I'm a huge fan of influencer marketing. Actually, the guy behind the camera right now is a huge influencer that works with us, and I think that's the future of marketing for sure. So I definitely do work with it. Oh, can bridges be seen at the gum line? I didn't see that. Sorry, Dex Good. I think that was your question. It's kind of scrolling fast, so. Can bridges be seen at the gum line? No, you actually can't really. I have several cases that I've done where you can actually look at the case, and maybe it'll have veneers here, maybe like on this side, and there may be a bridge here because of trauma, and you literally can't tell the difference between the porcelain veneers and the bridge. So what you're probably referencing is that line that you may have seen on people's where you can kind of see that bridge or that porcelain, and that line is typically metal because bridges used to be made with metal because metal's much stronger as a substructure. So brilliant oral care. Hey, our toothbrushes may be great for veneers because that, you know what? That they're not as good as mine. I developed their brilliant oral care. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I would love to talk to you to check out more too. But I actually developed a toothbrush as well, specifically for that veneer because it's a different methodology of cleaning. That was not. I was actually being funny. So I actually developed this brush because if you can see it, you probably can't see it in that, but the sweep on this is 6mm sweep, and so you can tell here it's an Atlanta Dental Spa branded brush. This was not supposed to turn into an infomercial. But I wanted to make sure we had it because that's what our patients get. Brittany says, I have that toothbrush. What's the most affordable way to replace 2 front teeth? Well, are you missing them or actually, if you're missing the teeth, the most affordable way would be probably a partial or removable partial would be the most affordable way. That'd be the most inexpensive way. Deck's good. Does your practice accept insurances? I'm getting out of braces next week, and I'll be calling around for consultations. Love the passion you're showing, and you have been watching your page for a while. Thanks, Deck's good. I appreciate that. Yes, we do accept insurance. We do not accept assignment, which means if you are a PPO insurance plan, we will help you maximize your benefit through an out-of-network benefit plan. Now, we are not in plan because the level of dentistry that we provide, we just can't afford to do that if insurance company is dictating what we can or cannot charge for a procedure. Sorry, that was a mouthful. Would you suggest getting braces for a slight overbite or getting veneers? You know, that's on a kind of as I need to see what your teeth look like basis. Sometimes the overjet, sometimes what people think they have is a big overjet. It's actually really, really natural and ideal. So if that were the case, I wouldn't recommend having to go through braces if that's not something you want to do. Brilliant oral care. Okay, good. You got the most bristles ever on a toothbrush ever. Did you always know and plan to be a dentist? I did not actually. I actually thought I was going to be a surgeon, and so I went to school. And back in the day, I went to school and worked with hospitals and thought like, this is what I'm going to do. And then I saw the quality of life and the strain they went through, and I'm just not good with kind of like life and death situations, and I didn't want to be in that. And I wanted a big portion of my life to be really focused around my family life, and I didn't want to be always on call and always, going to the hospital in the middle of the night. So I looked towards dentistry, where I could use my hands, use my science mind, and then also help people, but it wouldn't have to be in this life or death situation. So that's kind of how dentistry found me, or I found dentistry. So did it pause? Oh, okay. Oh, let's see. Leska and Porter says, "Hey, you keep skipping me. All right, tell me. Tell me what you. I'm not trying to skip you. So I have another question here. Can any dentist do veneer? Oops. Do any dentist do veneers, or do you have to specialize in it? Great question. You do not have to specialize. Any dentist can do veneers. As a matter of fact, you'll actually see them promoting it. Like, we do everything from extractions to implants to veneers. So my personal theory in dentistry is if you're a jack of all trades, you're a master at none. So our philosophy here is that we do kind of what our highest and best and our superpower is. So like, I only do kind of veneers, and so you kind of want to go to someone who only does it all day every day, like myself or Dr. Kreisman. And then we have Dr. Curry, who does implants, and that's kind of all he does. Or we have other dentists who do like Dr. Kirby, who does just Invisalign. So we get very narrowed with our expertise because I feel like that serves the patient the best. Miss Brittany B says, "How do I become an influencer?" I don't know. I'm not one, so I don't know how you would do that. I'm sure there's some things, but I'm guessing you just create cool shit and stuff all over the place and garner fans. What's the best way to replace poorly fit partials? Probably if they're poorly fit, and I don't know if they're poorly fit from the get-go, but if they're poorly fit, you should probably look at either having a new set of impressions made, or maybe it remodified, maybe it adjusted, but it would probably take a set of diagnostic models for you to kind of get it fit and have it looked at. But the best way probably would be to have it go back to who you ever had it done and have it looked at and say, hey, it's not fitting well, it's not functioning for me. And maybe it's just materials that were chosen, or maybe it was just an error in the way it was fabricated. Do you have a lab in your office? No, I do not have a lab in my office. We actually toyed with that idea, and I didn't feel like it was the best level of product that was coming out of it, right? If someone works, I see the benefit in that you're able to do color modifications, etc. But the world-class ceramists that we use would never come into our practice and work here. They would want to do their own entrepreneurial thing because they want to flex their superpower, which is creating amazing ceramics. So there's 5 ceramists that I can think of, none of which would ever come in-house. That's not saying that in-house labs are bad. I just think that the level that we want to perform at and have our cosmetics at, we have to go to them, and it's served us very well. Great question.
We have a comment from Julie Hannon. She says she loves you.
Oh, Julie says a comment from Julie. Julie, I love you too.
Not all veneers are created equal.
Not, hey, amen, sister. That is the truth. Not all veneers are created equal, she says. Miss you, Julie. I just received a burst toothbrush. Do you know anything about it? And if so, do you recommend it? I don't know what burst is. I may have to do a little. Oh, is it that thing you stick in your mouth and turn it on? Like it's like a mouthpiece thing. I actually have one of those. I was going to do a demo on. Hi, Jay Madelon. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining.
Gina.
And let's see. So I don't know anything about the burst thing. I said, do you have a preference between regular or no prep veneer? Do you have a preference? Of course, like when I can do a no prep veneer situation and it look ideal, I will absolutely do that. Honestly, doing no preps is very, very hard to do, believe it or not. Hard to make it look natural, hard to thin that veneer down to make it strong. So only certain people are actually candidates for no prep veneers. But there's actually situations where I'll do, for instance, if it's an 8-unit veneer case, there'd be a situation where one is a no prep, the next one has to prep a little bit, the next 3 maybe no prep. So it's not all or one, meaning it's not just a no prep case or a prep case. It's all given by how I reverse engineer it, and that's basically creating these models. You can see here, creating these models, and so I begin with the end in mind, pretty much creating a scaffold or a plan for how we're going to do all that. So I don't know if that explains your question or not, but so I recommend no prep or prep veneers. I recommend both because of what I just said. It just depends on the situation and achieving the goal. So the ideal thing to do is if we could do no preps on everyone and it looked 100% natural and beautiful and strong, then yeah, let's do that. But if a tooth is in the way, for instance, a tooth structure is in the way and we need to tip that tooth back, make it look awesome, or achieve the objectives that the patient came in with, then absolutely we have to do a little bit of modification of the enamel. Does your office provide sedation dentistry? Absolutely we do. That's one of our strengths, in that we really feel that there's enough scary stuff in dentistry, and we provide dentistry, or we actually provide IV sedation at all 3 of our locations, which is rare. I think there's only about 3% of dentists nationwide are IV certified. I may be off on that stat, but it's somewhere like 3 to 6. And it's so cool because people can get a lot more done in a short amount of time. And it really helps with the anxiety. It really helps with people's blood pressure. You actually forget the procedure even going on. When you get a little bit of amnesia from the procedure. Actually, don't even remember being there. How about consultations? How about them? You could do that for a consultation. You're saying how much of the consultation, or are you going back to your question about what was it, the partial? Do you still have both of your kidneys? And did you finish your dental school loans? It's pretty funny. I've got both of them in place. Let's see. April's joining. Okay. Yes, to the consultation. Yeah, I would have a consultation to see what can be done about your partial and how much. How much is the consultation?
$92.
$92. I've been told. But that gets in our office. That gets applied to further treatment if you decide to do treatment with us. Should we wrap it, or even though there's more people coming on and on and on?
I'll say let's go for a few more minutes.
Here's Bo, the influencer here. Big Bo. You're welcome. You're welcome. How long is the process to do veneers? It's roughly about 3 weeks, right? From the time you kind of start and do the procedure of preparing the teeth for veneers and then having them done. But it's separated by 2 appointments. So it's one appointment on the front end of the 3 weeks, and appointment, and typically it's about 3 hours on average on either side. So people think it's this long, arduous process, and it's actually quite simple because we do a lot of the work behind the scenes to get ready for that efficient process. do you have anything new dental brand related on the horizon? Like products or anything? No, I do not. I kind of stopped with the toothbrush, and that was it. So, Kim, you have a question?
Well, you got a shout out for Blake McClellan.
What's up, Blake?
And question, do you guys help anyone that needs a lot of dental work?
Do I have a what?
Do you help anyone that needs a lot of dental work? What
Yeah,
kind
we
of
do, we do.
financing kind of?
Yeah, of course we do. We do it on a, you know, we're big into doing dentistry for those in need, but we take it on a kind of case-by-case basis. I see the Kiki dance. Can you hit us up with a Kiki dance if you like? I am not going to be the last dentist to do the Kiki dance. Sorry. It worked well for that guy in South Carolina, I'll tell you, but I am Kiki's not going to be, what's up, my dad just joined. You know you're a success when your dad joins.
Jade's on here too.
Do you recommend dental students do a GPR AGD? Absolutely. I did not do one, but I actually, in hindsight, wish I had, and I think that is a great thing to do. I think it gives dentists a little bit more experience that's probably needed from a clinical standpoint getting out of school. Do you take Care Credit? Absolutely. Care Credit loves us. And we love Care Credit-ish. So, any the question from Blake?
No, he was just saying what's up.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a question. All right. Well, I've been told it's time to wrap. Tune in next time. Thanks, y'all.